There was a time when the ocean itself turned deadly. No predators, no storms, only the planet closing its throat. This is the Great Dying, when 96% of marine life vanished. Imagine silence replacing the sound of a billion mouths. Before the catastrophe, the Permian oceans were a tapestry of color and motion. Reef kingdoms of sponges and corals hosted armored trilobites, strange mollusks, and early fishes, a world honed by hundreds of millions of years of stability. Sunlight cut through warm waters. Currents carried life across continents. That fragile perfection felt eternal. But stability is a thin skin over an active planet. Deep within Siberia, enormous fissures opened. For hundreds of thousands, perhaps a million years, lava and gas poured out in what scientists call the Siberian traps. A volcanic apocalypse unfolded, spewing carbon, sulfur, and ash into the sky. The atmosphere warmed, oceans absorbed heat and poison. Heat rose, oxygen fell. The ocean began to betray its own inhabitants. As greenhouse gases swelled, global temperatures spiked. Warm water holds less oxygen. Microbial life bloomed in suffocating numbers, then died, consuming oxygen in a flood of decay. The seas turned anoxic, a black, breathless world. Hydrogen sulfide may have bubbled up, poisoning air and sea. Coral reefs bleached and crumbled. Fish, shellfish, and plankton sank to a slow, gray grave. This was not a single storm. It was the unmaking of habitability. Paleontologists count the loss at about 96% of marine species. A biological wipe so extreme, it rewrote evolution. The Permian-Triassic extinction reshaped every food chain and every shoreline. When nearly everything falls, what remains defines the future. For millions of years, silence dominated the seafloor. Ecosystems thinned to ghostly traces. Opportunists, small, hardy organisms, crept back into niches left empty by giants. Survivors were few and strange. The architects of tomorrow were small, adaptable, and patient. Extinction is also a reset button on life's long experiment. Over 5 million years, the oceans reclaimed color and motion, but the world that returned was different. New groups rose from the rubble. Coral reefs reassembled in new forms. The path of vertebrate evolution shifted, opening routes that would eventually lead to the age of dinosaurs and, much later, to mammals. The survivors carried the blueprint for tomorrow. The Great Dying stands as Earth's most brutal experiment in loss, a volcanic apocalypse that turned seas into graveyards and then, slowly, into nurseries. It is a warning written in stone. Planetary systems can flip, and life can be compressed to a fragile thread. Discover more about Earth's extinction events and how the past shapes our future. If the ocean could remember how to begin again, what responsibility does that place on the species that can change climate in a lifetime? The ocean remembers, and so must we.